My name is Matt Bullington, and I'm the owner of Texas Tavern. I've been here for 22 years. I grew up in the county, went to Cave Spring, graduated in '92, and went to school at Roanoke College. My great-grandfather started Texas Tavern in 1930. He was the advance man for the Ringling Brothers Circus, which meant he would go around to all the towns before the circus came to town and set up all the affairs, business end of the circus. He had his own railroad car and traveled all over the country doing that. And in his travels, he picked up some recipes and saw there was a trend towards restaurants that kind of were counter style, with served hamburgers and had other things, and he decided he wanted to open one up. And he opened the first one up in Newcastle, Indiana in 1928, I think. He quickly realized that, I think once the Depression hit, that Roanoke was a very progressive, fast-growing town, and he decided to pick up and move. So he essentially took a lot of the equipment and even that back bar assembly back there and some other things, and came to Roanoke and negotiated a lease for the land that we're on, and opened up February 13th, 1930. And we've been here since then. And my grandfather ran it from about 1940 until probably about 1970, and my dad ran it from the late 60s, early 70s until 2005. I was never asked to come into the business. I was never coerced, or my dad never even mentioned it. I came to him. I had some other jobs. I worked in high school. I worked other jobs in college, had a landscaping business, and decided that this was something that I thought would be a good fit, and it was. The Tavern is kind of one of those places, if you're looking for Roanoke flavor, you can't get more Roanoke flavor than the Texas Tavern. And so for somebody who's traveling, it's always kind of a must-stop kind of, type of place to hit. We've been in Southern Living, Country Living, a lot of these travel magazines multiple times, travel books, things of that nature, because it's unique. And that is one of the key ingredients of the success of the Texas Tavern. I've had senators, governors, politicians of all stripes. Kevin Costner came in here a few years ago. Harry Connick Jr. came in about 2 years ago, had a cheesy Western. I think Rod Stewart came in a long time ago. If they're in town, Aaron Neville is a singer who's been around a long time. He came in because he was playing up at the Jefferson Center. That's what Kevin Costner was playing with his band, and somebody told him he needed to come to the Texas Tavern. So in the daytime, I do get people who are traveling, who are just coming in and checking out the city, and they hear about us. We get a lot of families that are in, and I got a lot of business people, people working downtown who are in on their lunch break or stopping by to get something to go. In the evenings, it tends to be more couples and maybe some families and groups of people. And then at night, after the bars have closed, or even before they've closed, then it's a Roanoke tradition that you put the night to bed with a cheesy Western and a bowl of chili. So at night it gets colorful. We make sure we keep the food moving along and try to get everyone to behave themselves. And most of the time we don't have any kind of trouble. But definitely a good amount of the people that come in after 10 p.m. maybe had a drink or two, but most of them are just having a good time, trying to get something on their belly before they go home. Everything else is changing in everyone's lives at such a fast pace, and I always call it a cultural mooring. It's one of those places that's unchanged. It stays the same, and everyone likes to have those in their life. And if you grow up in Roanoke and you're lucky enough to have someone have brought you to the Tavern, which is most people, you have that. And I see it like this past week with Thanksgiving. I'll see it at Christmas. People who come home to see their family, they come to the Tavern before they even go see mom. If they get off the airplane at the airport, and they come in here and come to the Tavern. So that's a pretty big testament to how important it is. And it's not just a place to eat. It is that, but there's more to it. From the foot rail that's worn down steel through shoe leather, or the pockmarked counter that's been here forever. All the walls, everything's original, and it's almost like a museum piece. So we're really careful to try to keep all that the same, because it's what works. There's an adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And there's a whole lot of truth to it. You know, sometimes people can get overcomplicated about how success is, and if you just stick to the basics and make sure you do those things really well, then you build customers. We've been lucky. We've been lucky where we're at. We try to take care of the building. You know, of course, there's funny things that happened a long time ago. My grandmother told me this story. They had a little fire in the back room, and the employee called my grandmother, and she said, "Well, Calvin, you need to call the fire department." Calls the fire department. Fire department comes down here, and it was middle of the night. Said all the employees were out in the parking lot, and all the customers were still in here eating their food. The place was filled up with smoke. The firefighters had to run the customers out so they could go in the back and put the fire out. You know, people come in, they eat, they're happy. I leave. You know, they leave happy. It truly is a wonderful business. All walks of life come in here. I mean, everyone from the rich and famous to the guy down on his luck. And the thing is, they're kind of all rubbing elbows. It's a true melting pot. It's like a temple of democracy. It really is. And so to be involved with that and to run something like that, it really is. It's fun. I don't have a day of work. I've never dreaded a day of work in my life. I mean, it's what I do. I think that Tavern will always have a good future. I thought about it, when I got involved in the business. Had many conversations with my father about it, and I think that if you keep that winning combination of what we've always done, that people will want to come in and crave something that is truly unique.